Have you ever been attracted to listening to people's healing stories? For example, sometimes you'll hear of a story of somebody who had an incurable illness and they recover. Occasionally you hear stories like that. And it's something that's always interested me. So when I saw this book, when it came out, it's called Cured, The Life-Changing Science of Spontaneous Healing by Dr. Jeffrey Rediger. As a review, I would say the thing that makes it stand out is he does provide a lot of different healing stories, and he's a physician, and he was a little bit reluctant originally to dive into exploring spontaneous healing because he said it's kind of like a black box in the medical community. They know that people recover and they acknowledge it, but they never ask why. He was able to use the analytical approach to decide what cases he would study, but to decide what to communicate in the book for people to do something, he wasn't sure. It didn't turn out to be a checklist, just broad categories of things. But so here's some of the frustration that he expresses. Spontaneous remission was more than a list of boxes you could check. Eat vegetables, exercise, meditate, love your friends and family. Check, check, check. He continued, it wasn't about being perfect or following a prescribed routine. And sometimes those who rigorously follow the most disciplined approach can be the sickest. But what he did discover was the patients did describe that they had to change their relationship with themselves. Here's some quotes from some of the people that he listened to. Getting right with myself. Surrender to a new way of seeing and experiencing myself. Changing my relationship with myself and the world. So he calls this part is healing your identity, and he has a section in the book on that. This healing our identity is stepping away from our preconceived ways of who we are and re-looking at it. In the brain there's a default mode network, and that's the part of the brain that kind of stores kind of everything that we've experienced and the ways that we think about things. And sometimes we get stuck in a loop and we ruminate and we ruminate. So he invites us to step away from that machinery of the brain. I mean, it serves a purpose, but it also can limit our choices. So he invites us to step away from that. Some examples, meditation, mindfulness, walking in nature. Also just the concept of awe. It's like looking at something and saying, wow, I never thought of that before. So really any embodiment exercise is an opportunity to step away from when you notice that you tend to be like going over and over in your mind about things. So let's do something different today, and it's really just noticing, okay, I'm thinking over and over in my head about something, and putting our hands up and then just shaking our hands, and shake them for a good amount of time until you start to feel something different in your hands. See what it looks like as you shake them. Think about what it feels like. And then be curious about it. What's going on? Why is this different? So that's just an example of a way to step away from that part of the mind that goes over and over and over again and coming into the present moment. So I hope you'll take time to explore this book. That sounds like a woodpecker.